Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to another thoughtful Thursday. The idea is to hope, to inspire. But to begin all of that, we need to see your beautiful faces first. So we have everyone here participating. Good morning, Vimlaji. Okay. Start your cameras if you can. Good morning, Harshal. Long time. I'm seeing you after a very, very long time. It's so nice always to see familiar faces with the whole shift where everything has become online. All our people that have done the offline classes, they actually, the amount of fun we used to have, the amount of energy that was exchanged and just while learning, it was just such a lively atmosphere. We miss all those faces sometimes when we're doing online classes, or we miss those interactions rather. So it's always good to see many of you catch back, and get back on the loop when we're doing our Thursday Thought Clinic. At least we know that y'all are around. It's always nice to see that. If y'all are around, also always come drop in. All right. So on today's session of Thursday Thought Clinic, we're actually on week 3 of empowerment through emotions. We've been talking about how important our emotions are. It's a key part. We did a whole series where we spoke about the 9 aspects of Theta Healing. But our emotions are extremely important as well. And balanced emotional empowerment is about addressing those emotions. Today, here when we're understanding, when we want to bring to you light on how the different things work when we're talking about B or balanced emotional empowerment. It is something that is quite easily explained through understanding how important emotions are. Because the whole technique is centered around focusing on yourself, focusing on what emotion you truly feel. Here, we all feel a certain emotion when we're in a heightened state. When I'm extremely triggered about something, when something may have just happened, my boss shouted at me, something happened in my house, I had a fight. We're always in a very heightened state of emotion. I feel so angry, I feel so frustrated, I feel so helpless, I feel so stupid. The problem comes when we start feel that emotion, feeling that emotion is valid. The problem a lot of times comes because we're racing. We want to race. We don't want to stay in that emotion because we feel like, oh my God, no, I should be happy. No, I should be happy. I should be thankful. I should be grateful. I should forgive. So I will not stay in a state where I am sad. I want to run away from that. I want to stay away from that. So if I was actually feeling angry or sad or helpless or stupid, anything, if I sat and processed that emotion, or if I sat and was empowered through that emotion, if I had a technique to be able to heal it, you all have all done be through these days. You all know how powerful it is. If I had a technique to actually address it, I could have done so easily. And then I would have cleared that emotion, processed that emotion. The problem comes when I feel that emotion, but oh my God, you can't be that way for too long. I don't want to accept it. I don't want to acknowledge it. I just want to run as far as I can from it. But running from something, avoiding something, when it actually exists. One is you have a health problem, you go, this thing, you make sure you're living a healthy lifestyle from day one. So you don't have that health problem, you don't have a sugar problem, you don't have a thyroid problem. Now, if that I don't want to do, the problem has already come in. You already have this problem now. Now you can't just run from it. You have to acknowledge it and do what needs to be done to address it from that point. When we keep building up these emotions within ourselves, within our bodies, B is great to just sit there and deal here at that point itself. Why did I get so angry? Because I was actually feeling, very overwhelmed. I had to deal with overwhelm. What is the actual emotion beneath all of it? When I have a technique to work on it to get that out, I'm not accumulating those emotions. What happens when you begin to accumulate those emotions? When you accumulate those emotions slowly, you've created that receptor for it, you're taking in more of that negative emotion, and you build it enough that it's toxic enough that it becomes a problem in your physical body. Today, we're going to talk about the 4 pillars of physical health. That's our topic for today, the 4 pillars of physical health. So, when we're emotional health and emotions being important is something, of course, we've discussed. We will get into it because you'll realize just how correlated your physical health, your physical well being is to your emotional and mental state, your emotional health. Why empowering through emotions is important when you want a good physical health. Now we spoke about 4 pillars to physical health. What do you think are some of the most common pillars that might be there to physical health? Anytime we talk about our body being healthy, being free of illness or disease, 2 of the major things that people speak about is, oh, if you want a healthy body, you have to eat well, you have to exercise. They're not wrong, they're correct. We're going to speak about the 4 pillars. One is food, exercise, sleep, and stress. Rather being stress free. Okay. So if it was only food and food and exercise, now food is something that is extremely important. What you put in your body, what you nurture it with, is the energy level that carries you through the day. You will see generally when we're in a good mental state, we want to eat good foods also, eat live foods, eat foods that are colorful, eat foods that nourish our body. This is not about dieting, this is about eating the foods that actually nurture your body, actually nourish your body. Food is a fuel that is meant to give us energy, right? So now after eating a good meal, how do most people feel after eating a good meal? Does anyone want to share on chat? You've had a good Sunday meal. I see little smiles across people's faces, which clearly shows that they know they're doing the wrong thing. They still want to continue doing it, but you're still doing the wrong thing. Happy and satisfied. पता कैसे चलता है happy or satisfied है? You see, you eat a good. Now, good is subjective, right? So I'm going to go to you eat a full meal. Bala said what everyone is thinking. Sleepy, satiated. संडे को क्या अभी अच्छे से खाना खा के मुझे सो जाना है अरे खा के नींद ही आ गई the food which is supposed to give you energy for us पहले करे अच्छा मील खाया means what eat all the rubbish in the world eat more than you want to eat what your body absolutely might not even want to वो बोलते हैं ना पेट भर गया लेकिन मन नहीं भरा है मन को भरने के लिए हम लोग खाना खाते हैं राइट तो पहले करे मन नहीं भरा दिल नहीं भरा why do Indians need that sort of variety क्योंकि उनका पेट भर जाता है लेकिन मन नहीं भरता मन भर गया तो दिल नहीं भरता दिल भर गया तो पेट भी खाली हो गया सो वी आर तो फिलिंग इन 3 पॉकेट्स नो मन भी भरो पेट भी भरो दिल भी भरो दिल खुश हो गया okay. दिल खुश करना है तो फिर दिल खुश करने वाला दे ईट food which is supposed to give you fuel give you energy you eat that and you're like now I can go to sleep Sunday ka agenda for so many people is eat a good meal go to sleep सिंपल चीज है now your body is like your car आपको पहुंचना है योर लाइफ लेसन मेरे को यहाँ पहुंचना है वो पहुंचना है ये करना है वो करना है you have all these life missions life things you want to achieve your soul wants to achieve so many things how will you do it you cannot do it without a body आपको बहुत चीजें अचीव करने थे यार गाड़ी नहीं है तो जाओगे कैसे so your body is like the car that you have been given to achieve all these milestones all these different things it is very important that you take good care of the car ऐसा नहीं करे आज पेट्रोल नहीं है तो we'll fill it with oil ऑयल नहीं है we'll fill it with water नहीं है we'll fill it with something else no the car will only work efficiently when you fill it with the correct sometimes you put something else in your car might still be like okay चल गई थोड़ी आगे But every day, today you put Coca-Cola, tomorrow you put water, tomorrow you put oil in the fuel, tomorrow you put petrol, then you put diesel. What will happen to the car? It'll stop working. When does your car stop working? If you say, Arey, I just put petrol, but my car is not working only. Diesel car tha. So petrol kyun डाला? Right? You have to know what is right for your car. When you put the correct fuel for your car will work so well you can speed. Khali tanki se now you put the correct fuel, your car will take you where you need to. You can not only drive, you can speed, you can do so many different things that are there. But if you go to the petrol pump, you just fill fuel and then your car goes 5 minutes and stops. What will you say? Arey, what happened? Just now only I filled the tank full. Why did my car stop? I filled the tank so the car should go till wherever I need to. Why did the car stop? If you fill the wrong fuel, if you constantly fill the wrong fuel, that is when something which was meant to give energy actually slowed it down. You will check, nahi, maybe they put the wrong thing. Zyada mileage dene ke badle it's going slower and slower. So anytime your food is giving you energy after you eat it, probably the correct food, correct fuel for you. You eat and then you feel lethargic, you feel tired, you feel sleepy. Once in a while, you decide to eat that is a different thing. But if you eat food and that same food makes you feel less energy, clearly something wrong with the food that is being put in your body. We need to give the correct fuel to the car for it to work optimally. You put the wrong fuel every time and then you blame the car is not right. We all know that. We still don't stop that. Okay, a lot of people now are more self-aware. And one thing that is correct for everyone is not correct for, like one person is not correct for the whole world. You see the previous generation, they can eat lots of ghee, lots of asli ghee and butter. They've grown up on that. They have very strong bones. They can digest it. And many people say, oh, this is the best food to eat. But today, if my body is not used to it, it might not be able to take it. Today, my body can actually, I'm eating a lot of greens and a lot of healthy food, and that works great. That's great. But that might not be the right food for a third person. So get to know your body. The more you know your body, you're going to know what to fuel it with, what to nurture it with, and that's what you're going to give it. When you feel good about it, then you feel good about eating those foods. Okay? Food is a very important part. They say 80% of your body and what you make it is what you feed it. That is step one of the pillars. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not the correct person to tell you all more about it, but I can at least tell you this. Your food should make you feel light, energetic, good. A lot of us feel that way because a lot of our meals are also just only carbs. It's okay, you need to have a balance of everything on your plate, but when you're eating only one food group, you're just like, okay? Simple thing. Fuel डाला है, गाड़ी चलनी चाहिए. Shouldn't be धक्का मार मार. Okay? Second pillar, exercise. Exercise is as simple as movement. Your body was designed to move. You keep a person sitting in one place all the time. What are most people getting? What are young people also getting now? Back aches, frozen shoulders. They can have all these, joint injuries. Why? The human body was designed to move. You get the best car and then you keep it in your garage the whole year. Okay, plus garage mein you are putting only, but you insist on putting fuel in it every little while. Because it's my car. I want to take good care of it. So why sometimes you're eating the correct meal also and you're feeling tired? Why? Because that car is not moving out. So if I'm constantly filling more and more fuel, but I'm not moving that car only, I'm not using that energy only, then the correct fuel is also going to work negatively. Isn't that right? I'm giving it the correct fuel, but the car has no movement. So there's extra. The body was designed to move. Cars, you don't buy a car to keep it in your garage. You buy, even people who buy vintage cars, Rolls Royces, Ferraris, they also take it out once in a while. Right? So the car you bought it to drive it. So your body also was actually designed, your whole lymphatic system, which is your immune system. The way that it gets fueled, how your heart pumps blood, and that's how your cardiovascular system gets fueled. Your lymphatic or immune system gets fueled only through movement. So I'm not saying everyone needs to go and join the next Zumba class that they find. Okay, but move, move. Don't do F1 racing with your car if you don't want to. Your choice. F1 racing करने के लिए गाड़ी को भी capable करना पड़ता है. Okay, but at least move it. You keep on moving, you keep on pumping your lymphatic system, your immune system, your immunity gets better. You will see even a lot of people around you. You see that some people, even their old age, they're very alert, they're very active. I know so many people that, and they're 80, 85, 88, some that have even touched 90s, till they're moving. They might be moving slowly, they might be moving at their own pace, but they're very independent to a certain extent because they've always kept on moving. They've never, just gone like, array, now I'm old, now nothing will happen. They've kept on moving, that alertness, that activeness, they're still so fit. I see my grandparents, my own grandparents, they're all in their late 80s, or like one of them's even touched 90. Medical issues and now have them at a certain point, but they're still moving, they're still capable, they'll still go and take a car and drive. What that does is it keeps your emotions, your physical health, everything better and at par. What happened to a lot of people, actually, the house that I live in just now in Hong Kong, there was a landlady, the person who owns this house. She was this lady who at that point was somewhere in her 80s. We didn't know her, Chinese lady. But our neighbors have been here since many years, so they knew her. When we entered our house, it was like it was made. From the day it was made, it was the same way. She used to do everything in the house. Now, Hong Kong, similar to India, has a culture where you have house help, where you can hire house help easily. She was 80 years old, but our neighbors tell us that she did everything by herself. She used to go buy her own groceries from the market. Nothing comes online here, mostly, for the most part. So she used to go buy her own groceries. If I have to buy one thing for my child, I need to go into the market and buy. Amazon doesn't come. So go buy everything, go cook her own food, clean her own vessels, make her own bed. It's quite a big house. Maintain the whole house, sweep the house, do everything. They said we've lived here for so many years. She used to talk to us, nice lady, but she did everything. We never see a second person walk into her house. Now, because of COVID, because of her age, and because it was huge in Hong Kong, her family actually called her back to Singapore. And now, of course, things are better. Her brother actually comes and coordinates with us. She's almost reached 90 now, 89 or 90 now. So it's difficult. Earlier, she didn't travel because it was difficult, because COVID was still fresh here. So at that age, they didn't want to take a risk. But her brother comes in, and last we spoke to him, he said she's so unwell. She's not mentally fit anymore also. She gets delusion. She's getting hallucinations. And we were shocked because we're like, we hear stories where she was extremely fit. She was doing everything for herself. That's difficult if you're not mentally stable enough. He said she was, but she went from being that active to suddenly not getting out of the house at all because of COVID. She moved from being alone, living alone in a 3-bedroom house, to living with so many people around her. And in a COVID state where she was like almost under protection, right? So she stopped doing everything, and now she is like, if she wants to move from one room to the other, she's unable to do it. Her body put on that much weight, her mind was unstable, everything went off. Now that's an extreme case, but it's a case that I know is live. It's like a very heated up car, now you put it in a garage. वो पूरा energy अंदर जाता है. Keep on having some movement at whatever level helps you and whatever level you can. Exercise is what moves your lymphatic system. It's what will keep it healthy. All right. So two examples of like two major pillars of physical health. These are the most known pillars. Everyone says that, eat well, exercise, eat well, exercise. Now, if eating well and exercise were the only things we had to do, would we hear about so many people dying when they're 40, 45, 35? We've heard so many cases of people who, extremely fit people, while playing a sport, suddenly had cardiac arrest, passed away, or got a stent, had a heart problem. They're eating well, they're exercising. I mean, in fact, some of them, their whole life is centered around eating well and exercising. That's one of their life missions. So they've done everything. They've gone to experts. They're eating the correct food. They're exercising on time. They're doing it all. Where is the problem then coming in, where you're hearing about all these super fit people having these sudden health problems? A lot of times it's heart problems that we're listening to. Heart problems majorly related to how you sleep and how stressed you are, which are our other two pillars, sleep and stress. Now, a lot of focus has gone on sleep thanks to people now understanding the importance of having a healthy lifestyle, waking up early, letting the body have its own healing clock and cycle. They say every organ actually heals and regenerates itself at a certain hour. Your body is constantly like, aapki seva mein, like it's doing everything, it's bending backwards for you. It's doing that, but it needs that time to rest. Why is that rest important? Because your organs regenerate themselves at that time. Your cells regenerate, your organ regenerates. So they say there's a particular hour that your kidney and liver heals, and there's a particular hour that your other organs will heal. I don't know the exact clock, but there is a clock. You'll be able to even Google it easily online. So which is why it's important to sleep as per that time. So to wake up also at a good hour. And more than anything, so my sister's actually a sleep scientist, and she studied the impact of, sleep on cardiovascular disease. That was the topic of her PhD. So it's linked majorly to actually getting that enough sleep, getting good quality of sleep, and resting. So one is sleeping well, sleeping on time. Second is getting sufficient sleep. Now you might be like, listen, I was sleeping, like I was there on my bed for 10 hours. Then why did this happen? It's not just about closing your eyes and sleeping, but about getting good quality of sleep as well. Now there are actually meters to measure the quality of your sleep. Abhi to, it comes even in your Apple Watch and all, right? You wear it and it tells you how many hours you slept, how many hours you were in the REM sleep or the deep sleep that was there. What was the quality of your sleep? You're waking up constantly in your sleep, you're constantly anxious, you're constantly then that's not the quality of sleep that you need, because your mind is so active that the other things cannot happen at that time. Now, the quality of your sleep, I believe, is deeply linked to how stressed or stress-free you are. Stress, or being stress-free rather, is the fourth and perhaps the most important pillar of good physical health. Why do I say the most important pillar? Because I feel like a lot of what we do in the other three pillars is dependent on that. So stress is not the correct way. It would probably be healthy emotions then. When my emotions and when my emotional health is good, in today's terms, now though even stress has become a word of the past. Stress, I feel like, came in the 2000s where people tab tak aap kisi ko sunte nahi the, nobody would talk about being stressed. It was a, word you use sometimes. How many of you have heard your grandparents and younger, like, have stories where they will say, I came to this town, I didn't have money in my hands, I was so stressed. Stress ka concept hi nahi. What is stress? It was a way of life. Have any of you heard it? Because you would have heard their stories 100 times. But stress was not a word that people used. Come the 2000s, stress became a buzzword. Everyone is stressed. Kids are also stressed. Teenagers are also stressed. Older people are also stressed. Middle-aged people are also stressed. Everyone is stressed. Now you open the newspaper and the stress levels have increased. You have a stress test to do. Itna stress बढ़ गया. It became a very normalized thing as people started running and stopped looking at their emotions. I want to run from this. Bas. And it's stressful. क्या करा रहे stress? Stress में भागो. Let's see how much stress you can handle. And let's see how much you cannot. Coincidence, it's called that. But now, the reason this is so important to address is because this 2020s have a new buzzword. Stress is also becoming an old word. It's not cool anymore. Anxiety. Anxiety is a silent killer, guys. Aajkal you hear that word. I'm surprised. I have cases of 12-year-olds who come and get anxiety attacks. Panic, anxiety. It's not something that, the young people are all saying it. Nahi. Young deaths are increasing. Anxiety attacks are a very real thing. People are experiencing them. Because the way of processing emotions, ka process is only gone for a toss. I have time to go to the gym, but I don't have time to sit with my emotion for 2 minutes. That processing is important so that poison doesn't spread in your body. Why is it important to address this? When you realize that for my physical hygiene, I need to brush my teeth every day, I need to have a bath every day. Right? Emotional hygiene, what are you doing? If I tell people an exercise in a session can do one thing, just sit every day in the morning when you get up, think of what you're thankful for, or just pass unconditional love to your body, or say thank you to your body. Do that when you get up, do that when you go to sleep. 2 minutes. Do you know how many people come back to me and tell me, Richa, first 3 days I remembered, fourth day, I had too much work, so I just got up, I had to finish this. Then, after that, the fifth day, there was this is the sixth day I forgot. Do you forget to brush? Do you forget to have a bath? You might choose not to. It's completely different from forgetting to. But emotional hygiene, we've not given that importance only. And it is so important because when your emotions are imbalanced, all these three pillars which are there, which are extremely important, none of them can work. What do we say? Food. Food mein kya galat hota hai? Emotional eating. What is happening in emotional eating? My emotions are imbalanced. I feel a void somewhere with my emotions. I feel I don't look good enough. I feel I'm stupid. I feel मुझे कुछ समझ में ही नहीं आता है. तभी मुझे एक ही सहारा दिखता है. Let me go and eat. Emotional eating. I'm stressed. This or this or this. Void is emotions mein, but I don't want to address that. I decide, let me do anything else. And we all know alcohol, smoking, bad food habits, all are killers to your physical health. All will impact your body negatively. So what? One pillar. So if my emotions are going to be off, automatic. You see, like if you're feeling very, very sad, किसी की डेथ हो गई, आप बहुत स्ट्रेस में हो, you have like your business is going through big losses, suddenly an emergency has come in the house, suddenly you're in the hospital, someone's not well, and someone will say, अरे खाने का टाइम हो गया, खाना खा लो, eat. What would you say? Not now. Let me figure this out. Chalo, you didn't eat that one meal, second meal, then they'll be like, eat something. Same thing, you might be eating your favorite food also. Will you feel happy? Will you feel satisfied? Now you're just putting it in your mouth because you have to. I'm giving you both ends of it. Emotional eating, but also this, right? We've all been in a situation where you might have been, stressed about something, worried about something, you have a tough time going on, you have an emergency going on. Food at that time, even when you're eating it, is not nourishing your body because jar hai, but you don't even feel it. So when you feel stressed, your food habits change. You all experience that. You don't feel like eating. You don't enjoy that food. You don't allow it. That is gone. When you're stressed, that affects how much you move your body, how motivated you feel to do something. When you're stressed, it affects your sleep. What did I say? We started with sleep. You might be lying in bed, but what is the quality of your sleep? There are a lot of people who will say, there's some people who can just get on the bed and they're asleep. There's some people that tossing, turning. आपके दिमाग में कुछ चालू होता है. What do? You want to go to sleep? But there's so many, it's like there's so many windows open in your mind that you cannot go to sleep. Or you're waking up with a nightmare. Or you wake up also and you're so tired because you've not slept well, because your mind is, instead of resting, it's constantly on overdrive. So all these three pillars are also resting on this one pillar of emotional health. Don't you think it's important we look at it? We address the other three and we're like, अरे इसको छोड़ दे. However simple or tough the process might feel, emotional hygiene is important. If I acknowledge my emotions, if I understand my emotions, if I know what to do with my emotions, I'm going to be able to process them the correct way. Same food is there. It's like food. I give you vegetables, I give you grains, I give you that everyone's house has the same things. More or less. You have oil, you have butter, you'll have atta, you'll have rice, you'll have vegetables, you'll have pulses, you'll have proteins. You're given the same, you have the same supplies. But if you don't know what to do with it, why is a person who knows and understands nutrition eating more balanced meals? Once they understand the importance of me eating what is right for me, they use those same ingredients to make what is right for their body. What will give their body fuel. When I don't know, unawareness also, I'm just making anything, and like I have the same things, but I'm giving my body something completely wrong. When you have pets, you have to know that my pet can eat this, cannot eat this. Chocolate de dungi doggy ko, they might die. It's not okay. It's good, but my child likes it so much, I'll give it to them. That logic we don't put over there. We see what's right for them. You have two kids, you will see कि इसको क्या दो उसको. If they have allergy, I have to cater to what they can eat. I can't be like कुछ भी दे दो. So with emotions also, all of us have the same emotions. Of course, proportions vary, life situations vary, like they will for any two people, any household. But because we don't know what to do with that emotion, we want to run away. You see, when a person doesn't know how to cook, no, they'll say, अरे कोई भी आके कुछ भी बना के मेरे को दे दो बस. Or if you have like, some exotic cheese, yeah, like, for instance, the person has never eaten quinoa. वो quinoa का पैकेट बहुत टाइम से पड़ा है. like क्या करूँ इसका, उबालू, steam करूँ, like fry करूँ, what do I do with this? पता ही नहीं है what to do. Now emotions are like that, no? They don't come with instructions. Food packets तो come with instructions. Instructions भी नहीं पढ़ने को होते हैं हम लोगों को. You show your help. अरे पता है क्या महाराज जी इसका क्या कर, दिल में नो नहीं, ये हम नहीं बनाते हैं. भाई लेके जाओ यार, कोई लेके जाओ यहाँ से. Because every time you think one day I'm going to understand what to do with this. Okay? But then I don't. So first time, you open, you're like, nee, one day I'll make this fancy food, I'll learn, I'll check. But now instructions ही नहीं लिखा, you don't even know what it's called. So you can't Google also what to do with it. That happens with our emotions. Most times we have them पड़े हुए हैं, लेकिन पता ही नहीं है कि क्या है. I don't know if I'm angry, I don't know if I'm hungry, if I don't know if I'm this. भूख भी लगती है तो गुस्सा आता है. So I don't know what packet पे लिखा नहीं है, what is there. So first time I see, no, this relative of mine got this from France. It's supposed to be very good. I will make. You keep it. Second time you keep it. Third time you'll be like, कोई लेके जाओगा. Whoever will come to you say, अरे ये पता है क्या है? लेके जाओ. You eat it, take, you take. Because you don't know what to do with it. What happens? Same thing happens to your emotions. I have not taken time to know only what my emotion is. So I'm just, कोई भी emotion किधर भी डाल दो. Actually, I'm hungry. What should I do? I should go find something to eat and eat. But I want someone to prepare it, but they didn't prepare this, then this, then this, then this. I'm getting angry now. You've heard, no? Hangry. So what is happening? I don't know what to do. So there's that person, person who's never stepped into a kitchen, you send them in the kitchen. You put all the ingredients there also, no, they won't know what to do with it. You'll say, but everything was right there. You just have to put it inside. Then also they'll, like sometimes a person who's really, cooks a lot of food, they'll send their child inside to make something. They can't do it without a recipe. They're like reading one line, na? Put half spoon this, 1 spoon this. They're like, what are you doing? Now they'll make something and they'll be like, I've put all the ingredients over there for them. Now they don't know what is what. No? So even when everything is there, ulta fulta is happening. Same thing with your emotions. I don't know only ki this is mirchi, this is salt, this is pepper. So all the ingredients were put there. But now if I put as much salt as I'm supposed to put mirchi in the thing, will it work? No. Salt I need to put this much. Maybe I was making, some pav bhaji, I had to put this much mirchi. This much this. When I have everything sitting in front of me, but if I don't know what it is, if I'm illiterate to it, I will still make something horrible. So become literate to what your emotions are. Balance emotion fund. What are we doing? We're saying, okay, you're illiterate. No, let's go one layer. Let's find out what it is. It's like me getting one thing. It's like chakho. Yeah, taste it. You'll taste it. You'll know what it is. You'll know how much you want to put in. So when you get to your emotions, when you have emotional hygiene, when you make it a point every day to sit with your emotions and not to run from them, and we run in so many ways, it's crazy. Think today about how are you running from your emotions. Do you have good emotional health? If there's stress, you need to release it. What is stress? Your body brings it up so much, you're like, kuch to karo. Stress, if you realize, was not something where people were having a physical reaction. People used to feel stress, it was in the mind. When I said today's buzzword is anxiety, not stress, it's not something to be happy about. We have leveled up. Now we have so much stress. What is stress also? Stress is mostly about something that's not even happening. That's not even happened in my head. A story is going on. A lucky story is going on. But now we have leveled up to that point. We're putting that many toxins in our body. We've leveled up to the point of stress where now it shows on my physical body. People have anxiety attack. They cannot breathe easily. They feel stressed. They start sweating. Suddenly something gets triggered. What is that? That's bad emotional health. You're having an anxiety attack suddenly, and the physical symptoms, the blood pressure drops. They feel, suddenly like they can't breathe, they're feeling suffocated. Suddenly their face turns red, some people faint. You must have heard of these panic attacks, anxiety attacks. What is happening now? That emotion has built so much that physically it's showing. Go to a doctor. Tell me which doctor tells you, beta, eat this, don't eat this. You cannot fix it. If you fix your emotions and emotional health, you're not stressed, you can fix the other three because now you're in a balanced space. You're not eating just because you have to. You're more aware. You're not constantly stressed. What do people say when they don't? No, just I have too much. I have to think about this. I have to do this. I have to do that. They're in a balanced space. They find time to do this. They sleep well. They sleep for 5 hours, 6 hours. Also, they sleep well. They're rested. Do you tell me when a person has an anxiety attack, you go to a doctor, they will not tell you eat this. Food cannot fix it. You have to look inside. So now we've reached to a level where anxiety attacks are emotional. People know. Now I've heard of friends who've had, they go to the doctor, they go to proper hospitals, and the doctor will ask them, are you stressed? Like, has something happened? Are you talking to people? They don't want to address all of them, but they have to because they realize there's no other solution only. Because when we do not address our emotional health or stress, it either comes out in this emotionally physical form. There's a physical body, so then we do something about it. Or it builds up enough in your body that it becomes a toxin, becomes an illness, and you have a new illness to deal with. So equally important to understand is physical health and emotional health are very correlated. You cannot have one without the other. Most illnesses go down to some emotions which are held. Those emotions that were unhealed, that were kept there, that were not addressed, and that are now built up enough that is showing on the physical body. We're good at dealing with anything to a certain level. खाने में भी क्या होता है? When do you get a cholesterol problem? It's not the first time you eat butter and now you have cholesterol tomorrow. Your body will do everything it can to balance a situation out. Okay, you cannot exercise for 10 days, no problem. Your body is taking care of it. You ate one thing wrong, no problem. Your body will take care of it. But when you overdo it, is when that cholesterol comes. Your body will say, itne tak I can do. Like your car will also take you till as far it can get you. But beyond that, it doesn't have the capacity to do it. So you're putting the wrong fuel, you're not moving that car, you're not giving it the rest. It'll take you till as far as it can get. Then it'll break down. That's what happens. Your body will break down, you have a physical illness, or it break down, you have an emotional, mental breakdown, your anxiety attacks. So for physical health, emotional empowerment is very important. If you know what your emotions are, you're more in charge of your emotions and you're better healing your emotions. All right. I hope this is clear to everyone. So let's now work at all four pillars of our health. You want to look a certain way, be a certain way, understand how important emotional health and emotional hygiene is to it, and allow it. All right, I'm going to just do some simple downloads for everyone to just tie all of this in together. Would you all like to know that I know and understand the creator of all that is his definition and perspective of health? And that I know what it feels like, how to, when to, and that it is safe and possible for me to be healthy physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. That I know what it feels like, I know how to. And I choose to live my daily life experiencing health at all of these levels and creating health at all of these levels, taking charge of my life now, taking charge of my body now, taking charge of what it is that I put in my body now and what it is that I fuel my body with now, allowing myself to be in charge now, knowing and understanding the creator of all that is his definition and perspective of nurturing. And I know what it feels like, how to, when to, and that it is safe and possible for me to nurture my body with the correct foods that are for its highest and best. I know what it feels like to be able to move my body in a manner that it's pumped, that it's happy, that I know the creator of all that is his definition and perspective of exercising. I know what it feels like, how to, when to, and that it is safe and possible for me to live my daily life exercising and moving my body in a manner that my body thanks me and feels so happy. Pumping my body with movement and the correct fuel and the adequate sleep. I know what it feels like, how to, when to, and that it is safe and possible for me to have restful night's sleep, that I have restful night sleep every night, that I allow my mind and body to regenerate, to heal as I rest, that I know what it feels like to be connected to my emotions and be empowered with my emotions, knowing and understanding the steps I need to take to be in order to reach that point of empowerment and safety with my emotions. That I feel safe with my emotions, that I know what it feels, what it is like to healthily process my emotions and to allow my emotions to empower me and be my biggest strength rather than my weakness. That I know how to balance my emotions and how to proceed in my life, having healthy emotions, having a healthy physical, mental, and emotional state. That I choose this now, I deserve this now, that I allow this now, that I am healthy. And I know what it feels like to live my daily life moving a step closer to even better health for myself on all levels. Would you each like these downloads into every cell, atom, molecule of your body, every area of your life, all four levels of your belief systems, and in any and every language ever known or understood by you for your highest and best and in your highest and best manner? Simply affirm yes to receive the downloads. So I hope today I haven't actually made you all feel the energy of the words. I want you all to live it. Take in those words, understand it, because it's something that's such a fundamental understanding which is there. Everything can go right when we're honest, at least with ourselves, and allowing ourselves to understand our emotions, to be empowered through it. Do that in the manner that is best for you. But allow yourself to build each of these pillars, because you're building a super strong body then that's energized, that has energy, that can do things. And from there, you create change. So, wishing all of you a beautiful, energetic rest of the week. And we'll see you again next week. Take care.